Hey guys, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is a news video, something I don't usually do, but I think this is actually something I'm very interested in, so I thought I would do this today. It's about Skyward Sword, believe it or not. The Nerd Mag has reported that at a live event in Osaka, Japan, it's a Nintendo live event, Eiji Aonuma took to the stage and said, "I know what you're waiting for. Skyward Sword for Switch, right?" That is apparently a direct translation or a direct quote from him. And there is, of course, other things that have pointed toward this in the past. A lot of people in attendance as well, it's been reported, were actually mentioning that Skyward Sword is heading for the Switch. Now, I don't think many people will be surprised by this information. I personally am not surprised by this, and I know a lot of people watching this won't be surprised at all either. I think it's a natural fit for the Nintendo Switch. I think also it would make it a lot easier. There's a reason why we saw stuff like Twilight Princess, and we saw stuff like Wind Waker be ported to the Wii U, not ported, remastered for the Wii U, and we saw stuff like Ocarina of Time being remade for the 3DS is because they're natural fits for that console. And I really think while all those games would do really well on the Switch as well, I think that Skyward Sword is definitely a more perfect fit for the motion controls for the Nintendo Switch. Now, who knows, they could change it that you could use a Pro Controller with it, but I do think that if there is, it's probably going to be a choice. Since I played it in full with the motion controls just recently, I think actually it might be cool to try do it with just the base Pro Controller. It depends on what they want to do. I am just kind of happy about this information because if you don't know, Skyward Sword is my favorite Zelda game, so it would be pretty cool to have it on the Nintendo Switch. I think this is a good idea for Nintendo. I think that they'd make a lot of money off this. I think that a lot of people would actually be pretty interested in this. I think it would allow people to look at Skyward Sword in a whole different light, especially since apparently the Joy-Con controllers are a lot more reasonable to use, apparently, than the Wii Remote. I never had problems with the Wii Remote, but I feel like the people that did might have a better time with it this time around. It is very interesting. It is very interesting, and I think that it's not surprising. It's interesting, but not surprising at the same time. Tell me what you guys think. I think this is a really cool thing. Personally, I think I'd be very excited to see this, and I think that would kind of make sense. I think it makes perfect sense for it to happen around this time as well. I think it would be a good bridge. I think that if they're working, because apparently they are definitely working on the next Nintendo Switch Zelda game, I think it would be a good bridge in between the next Zelda game and Breath of the Wild to bring out a remake or a remaster of an original Zelda game, and then, you know, people can play that in between.